All right, hope everyone's doing well. My voice is kind of hoarse. It's real stopped up from allergies, so I apologize in advance. Uh, but it's kind of hard to talk right now, and voice is hoarced up, so voice is all stopped up. But I'm gonna do a little bit of trading, and I figured I would review, just kind of talk my thoughts with the day as I'm looking at the market. Uh, I'll probably trade for about an hour, I'd say. So with that said, let's get started. So the market's open. It's Sunday. I'm looking at the Globex session. Right now I'm looking at gold. You can see it up here. We've been channeling up since the prior session. Bear breakout. Not really a decent trend line break, but I think we're going to retest down here. So I don't want to buy up here. I'm somewhat interested in selling, but my issue is the strength of this. It's a micro channel, so it's about a 4-bar micro channel. I'm not buying this. Why the big tail? I tried to sell the high of this bar, but I didn't get filled. So again, I'm interested, and here's what I'm interested in. It's just kind of risk reward. So if I was to sell the high of this bar, I'd obviously get filled up here. My target's all the way down here at one time, and if I put a stop up here, it's a 1-to-1 risk reward, which I think is reasonable. But, again, I don't know if, hypothetically, if this closed on its low, I could sell the low of this bar. But again, a 1-to-1 risk reward's up there, and I'm just probably not going to do that. So we will see. Other markets, the ES, tight trading range, nothing to do. Tight trading range, really nothing to do. Gold, moving, well.
Order rejected.
And just if you can hear some of just ignore. You may hear a few things. So, in the meantime, we'll discuss a few interesting things. Well, so here's Apple. Monday, big gap. Well, this is always an interesting situation. Let me try to zoom in a little bit, make it easier to see. So big sell-off in Apple and huge sell-out climax all the way down. A lot of traders will buy puts. Now, when you get a situation on the open where here's the close and you gap up all the way up to here, one of the interesting things with that is you often get a price is going to go up. And what I'm saying with that is kind of think about it like this. So here's the close, and we completely gapped above this bar. So that's a pretty decent move. It's basically a 2-bar reversal right on the open. So traders are going to buy. Now, more importantly, when you get a bar like this, you may say, it's a big tail. We may fall below it. Well, think of it as a 2-bar reversal. Think about it as we just rallied all the way up to here. Now, with that said, the channel's pretty tight, and there's a big tail right here, so you may get a second leg up, and you have bad follow through here. So I wouldn't want to sell, but I would also be kind of leery of, okay, this is a pretty big bar, so big risk. Why the big tail? Why the bad follow through? We may go higher. We probably will go higher. At least 60% sure we will, but we may not go that much higher. And, we went a little bit higher, but then we went sideways for many bars. So a lot of times when you get this big down, big up, you go sideways to down. Facebook, interesting, strong rally into the close. Pretty boring day overall for, everything except the last 4 bars. Gap down. And if you look, we gapped below the prior day's low, or the prior few days. And we opened down there close to the doji. And when everybody saw that, gapping below the prior day's low, lack of momentum, and hence the doji. Traders instantly bought. Then they got another doji. So traders could have been, hypothetically, 2 dojis in a row, probably a trading range. Therefore, traders bought just right on the open. When you see a bar like this, probably going a little bit higher. Now, if you're buying here, you're at the top of a tight, pretty much tight trading range. You need to stop down here, but odds favor more up. Pretty much 60% chance you're going to have some sort of measured move. You ended up getting it and then going sideways for a while. Let's go back to gold. And of course, you got the strong rally. So, okay. So, again, why I didn't want to buy the close. We have I think we're going down here. Probably should have just sold the close of the bar, but I didn't. Possibly, parabolic wedge 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. I think we're going down here, but I'm just kind of just trapped out. I don't really want to enter down here when I think we're going down there. And a few things interesting. Number 1 is top. So we're gapping above this high. This gap almost closed, which makes me think this gap will close. And the low of this bar, which is probably exhaustion right here, the low of the bar is right at here, the highs. So kind of it's a magnet. Typically when you get a strong bull breakout like this, you put your stop below. And really a better example, big bull bar, put your stop below. And this is more of a channel. So really what I'm talking about is kind of like this, big bear bar, put the stop above. You can typically move your stop below big bars. Or in this case, above big bars for a bear trend, below big bars for a bull trend. But when you think you're in a trading range, you often fall below it. So not really ideal. So we'll just have to see what happens. One thing I will say, I do think we're going down here for a few reasons. And it's probably easier to explain on a 15-minute chart. So we've been channeling up for a while. Strongest bear breakout in 20 bars. And it's got the look of a channel. And it's testing back in this range. So wedge bottom, bear breakout. We're testing back in the wedge bottom. But the issue is 4 consecutive bull bars. So we may go sideways, and we may get a small second leg up. I'm hopeful. I would like to sell the high of this bar, but again, we'll see. I don't think we're going to go here before we go here. But, it's kind of one of those things where I think we're going to have to go sideways first. So I really just don't want to sell when the odds are you may get a small second leg up. I'm okay with selling here because I don't think, I kind of, if we close up, if I sell here and we get a closing on its high up here, I'll just get out and I'll wait to sell, or I'll look to sell again. Maybe I'll buy, but I don't think we're going to get I just don't think we're going to get a strong breakout. So I think that even if I sell up here, price will probably go sideways and allow me to get out. But, we'll see. Okay, so I did sell pretty much, 20.9. So I got filled 1 tick above the high of this bear bar. So far I'm happy with it. My thought was we may find disappointed bulls. Bulls buy this close disappointed, and they may look to get out of break even. If we would have closed, up here, I'd have just gotten out. But I'm probably going to look to get out somewhere around the high of this bar. So I am short. And, I'll I'll look to target the high, depending on how this goes down. If we, I don't know, if we get a strong bear breakout closing down here, I'll probably move my target and down to here. But I want to see, I've got my target pretty low right now. I'm actually, like I said, I want to see how we sell off. I'm pretty confident we're going to fall below here, so I'm happy to take profits at this high. So, and I think I have time to take profits at this high. So I want to kind of see what the bears can do. Can the bears get consecutive bear bars? Can they get a big bear breakout like this with follow through, not like this? Or will they get something like this? But I really want to see consecutive bear bars. Kind of an example is, sometimes you look at a 15-minute chart, and again, it kind of helps to look at, I try not to scroll through a bunch of charts, but I want to kind of talk through a few things. You look at this and say, wow, we're really bullish. Well, we may not be so bullish, because if you look at a 60-minute chart, we have this bar closes at, I don't know, I guess closes on the hour, so closes at 6. So we still have about 26 minutes. So, can we sell? If we sell off really low, then it's going to increase the odds down to here. You look at, if I buy here and put my stop down here, the probabilities may not be all that fantastic. Look to the left, we're still over here. So I have my target at the low at 15.9 right now, somewhere in that area, just to give it a chance. So we shall see what will happen. Okay, so good bear bar right now. Excuse me. So like I said, good bear bar. I'll probably, if this closes down here, I'll probably put my stop above the bar just to lessen my risk. But again, this is, this is why I really, especially on the open of the session, it's a parabolic wedge. We're just not getting consecutive big bull bars, so it's disappointing. And, it makes me not be so interested in buying up here. Everybody wants to buy pullback. It's kind of like, okay, channels eventually evolve into trading ranges. So, and then this is nothing new. I've taught, Al talks about this every day. So, if some of these concepts are hard to understand, stop watching my videos and study Al. My hope is, my thought is this: if I'm going to trade, I might as well talk. Number one, I like talking about this. It's fun for me. But also, if I'm going to trade and look at stuff, I might as well just share my thoughts. It's really not that much more effort on my part. But again, my voice is hoarse, so bear with me. It's hoarse, and allergies kind of suck right now. So, but again, this is a great example. Every time traders sell a new low, they just get killed. So bears know they can sell, and bears know that bears are. Let me try to explain this a better way. Bears know that price is going to pull back above the breakout point. So whenever price gets to a new low, they start buying back the shorts. Bulls know we're probably going to fall lower. So they see, wow, we went many points below. So over here, I'm going to start buying at a new low and just scale in. Bears will buy back the shorts. Bulls will say, hey, I'll buy this low and I'll scale in and I'll scalp out halfway up. So every time we reach a new low, traders buy. Even when we go all the way down to here, bears say, gee, I don't want to sell down here. We're probably going to close the gap. So same logic. Okay, big bear bar makes me feel better. So what about the 60-minute chart? Well, how are you feeling about buying above this bar? So what's going on here? Well, it's probably a scalp. What happened over here? This might be kind of like a final flag. Strong enough bull bars, odds favored a small second leg up, but that's really all the odds favored. So low and short, odds favor a little more down. It's probably okay for a scalp, but that's what traders do. They scalp out. As soon as it goes to a new low, they start buying. As soon as it goes to a new high, they start selling. So now all of a sudden, these bulls are in trouble. We just closed big bear bar inflow. So I'll probably put my stop. I'm just going to right now put it at the highs, just to, again, lessen my risk. And, you know, if price was to suddenly skyrocket up there, I probably don't want to be in at that second. And I got to put my stop somewhere, so it's reasonable. So I'm still short. I did not get out right here. And again, I talked about it a few minutes ago. I wanted to give the bears a chance to see, are we going to go down here? And I think it's becoming higher probability. You know, like I said, it's pretty reasonable to, when you have a high one buy late in the move, you enter the buy, price goes up, and traders scalp, and then we go down. And we got a few things. Let's just talk about the 6-minute chart. And, you know, again, sometimes I like looking at higher time frames. I typically will look a 5-minute, 15-minute, or 60-minute, but you don't need, oops, sorry about that. You don't need all these different time frames. Just pick one. Excuse me. But I think we're gonna close this gap. But again, I don't know the path. We may do it tonight. We'll see. So first, I want to see, you know, back to the 5-minute, because that's what we're trading. Follow through. You know, if we can get, and this is that on the 60-minute. You know, these are those highs. So we may go down to here, but first and foremost, you know, let's see. Right now, I think the bears are going to get bad follow through because I think we're in a trading range. You know, the bulls, as they're going up, they get bad follow through. The bears, bad signal bar. Great looking bear bar. Odds favor a small second leg down. But, you know, what would be interesting is, you know, what would be great for the bulls is if the bulls get a bull bar closing all the way up here. Or maybe closing on a tie up here. That may force me to get out. What would be great for the bears is if the bears get a second big bear bar closing down here. But again, that's probably not going to happen. So what's going to happen? We're going to probably get a bar that's, you know, got a tail. It's either going to be too big for the bulls. It's going to have a little bit of a tail, or it's going to be a little doji. It's going to be something disappointing for both sides, if I had to guess. Okay, a little bit of an update. I just got out, so made a little profit. You know, we really wanted to see follow through. It's second leg down. We've tested the targets, the high of this bar, low of this bar. Still 15 minutes left in the hour, so even though we're right here, we could very easily close up here. So it's kind of a risk reward thing. You know, my probability was decent. And when I said risk reward, I really meant probability. It was decent here, but then we get this big bull bar, and it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, if I buy here and put my stop down here, what are the odds we go up to here? Well, I don't know, maybe 50-50. So it's just not, it's not as good as I want. Now I'm hoping we'll test up somewhere up here and sell off. So I'd rather now buy a pullback, or excuse me, I'd rather sell a pullback. I'm not willing to sell. I'm not willing to buy because I think this could be strong enough for a small second leg down. But it's disappointing. It's disappointing that the bears, and like I said, it's disappointing that the bears did not get their follow through, which is what I wanted. And when I didn't get what I wanted, I just got out. ES, still sideways, pretty boring. NQs, same thing. Crude oil. I don't really trade crude oil, but, you know, sideways. I like trading gold a lot in the Globex. It moves quite a bit. So I'm trading the micros, but, you know, I haven't had any issues with it. So I'll update you all in a minute. So quick update. I haven't done anything. Kind of trapped out. I don't really want to sell when we're getting bad follow through. I don't know if we sell off strong. You know, maybe we get a bear breakout follow through. I'll sell, but right now I'm trapped out. I still hope we'll rally and form a double top, but we'll see. All right, so big bear breakout. A little bit of a surprise. Want to see what the bar looks like before doing anything.